Hello again, and welcome to the second of this short series of very brief introductions to certain key philosophical concepts that are important to me as a philosopher and also as an improvising musician. Today, very briefly, I'd like to talk about what tends to be called the problem of application. This is an issue that cropped up particularly in the field of what is known as performance philosophy a couple of years ago, and essentially the main tenets of the problem are that a field as heavy as philosophy has a number of concepts and notions that other fields, for example performance, music, dance, theatre, etc., any type of performance, researchers in those fields have had a tendency over the years to take concepts from the field of philosophy and apply them to their own fields and practices. So for example, last time I was talking about immanence and transcendence in the work of Gilles Deleuze, and I applied those concepts to the world of improvising music, and I did that in what I would like to consider a reciprocal fashion. So for example, if you're an improviser or you're familiar with improvised music or the event of performance, when I talk about the immanence of that, hopefully you can understand that this is a reciprocal relationship. Immanence is a concept that's a way of understanding aspects of improvisation, but also it's a two-way street. Having knowledge of improvisation, its practice, and if you're an audience member hanging out at those events, experiencing them, gives you a sense of something extra to the concept of immanence. So it's a two-way flow. The danger is, in terms of something that my old mentor, Professor Susan Melrose, once called knowledge politics, the knowledge political, the problem can be that these concepts in philosophy are so weighty and so heavy that they dominate the practice, that they are used to better understand. They dominate to such an extent that they stamp their authority on that practice to the point that there's nothing really unique left about that practice. The philosophical concept is here, the practice is here, and it dominates. The problem, that is the problem of application, and a number of theorists, a number of practitioner researchers in the last few years have worked to redress that balance, myself included. My name is Dr. Stephen Tromans, and in my PhD, my doctoral thesis, there is a thread, a movement throughout that thesis to overturn this hierarchy. I talk about the musical philosophical with a hyphen between the two. The musical philosophical is a way to redress this balance in a much more productive way. You'll notice that I use the term musical first. I am a professional musician. I've been a musician for far longer than I've been a philosopher, although the threads of these things go back a number of years. So the musical philosophical is a way to consider music as a practice that can give philosophical insights. So you can practice philosophy not in its traditional form. What's its traditional form? Thinking, writing, speaking, words. Music, you can have words, lyrics, you can talk about music, but you don't need to. If you think about solo piano performance, nobody's talking, nobody's saying anything, but it is a practice, when it's practiced well, that can have deep philosophical insights. It's a way of practicing philosophy. This redresses the balance, the unequal balance that can exist between the domineering force of philosophy, philosophical concepts, and the mute practice of music. Of course you need words to explain that, which is the irony, but once you've understood that, you don't need words anymore. Or it's more about a relationship between the two. In my thesis I have the reader listen at the same time as read, which is a very complicated, complex practice, but it can be done. Nothing valuable, nothing worth doing is easy to do. All of these are new, emergent processes, new ways of thinking, and it's never going to be easy, but it is worthwhile. Next time you're reading something with some music on in the background, if you like to do that, which I do, consider that relationship. Consider what's going on there, this dance, if you like, between word and sound. My friends, I'll leave it there for today. Once more, at this incredibly stressful time for all of us, goodbye and good luck.